Black Sea, lumpy, wave piercer. That's a wave piercer hammer, and I really love it. And I love the uckers. I like the uckers above the hammer, so the waves can go through. Daggerboard down. And this boat's cruising. Looks like half wind speed, 4 or 5 knots. It's a lumpy ride. These waves are slowing me down. The Black Sea is a lumpy sea, a lot of waves. LaSHuNK, working perfect. LaSHuNK, why not?
That's him, eh? Why not? On board. This video is all about cruising and off-wind sailing, on-wind sailing, micro-cruising, AD-sculling, whatever you want. Balkan shipyard style all the way. Take care. Ciao. Why not? On board. Boyko. Huge lives, Balkan shipyards.
Rudderless sailing. AD-scull is up. We're hard on the wind. Close reaching. And just leaving out the port now. It's a good wind. Looks like there's 10 knots, 12. Force 4. Nice blow. We're cruising. The bad tack, which is not a bad tack, it's just fine. Ama is ripping. So is the vodka. Junk sailing. The sea is so far ahead that I'm sitting on the bow and the boat's sailing to windward really well. So that means, yeah, the sea is way ahead of the center of the boat. Boat's sailing really nicely. So we're happy.
Here we are, Port Sarajevo. Parked him on the wall. It's the beginning of the season and port's empty. So yeah, people will give me their parking places, and this is him. Why not? Med mooring, which means you tie a bow to the wall, bow or stern, whatever you want. One line off the wall and one line off the stern. Blow it leech in. Yeah, I like the hammer. Daggerboard is glazed. Let's measure speeds. We've got a piece of toilet paper. 21, 22, 23. 3 seconds for 4 meters. So that's 1.3 meters a second. 3,600 seconds to an hour. So we're doing a third more than that. Let's say 5,000 meters an hour. Almost 3 knots. 1,852 meters is 1 knot. So we're coming up to 3 knots in a, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 knot wind. Very light. Very, very light. Road reaching. Yeah. So we left Sarajevo way down there about an hour ago, a little bit more. We're going to go around that cape. They're both working well. Boat is packed. We have tents, sleeping bags over there, oil skins, tools, epoxy, fiberglass, sandpapers, fortress anchor, lines, ropes, spare shackles, spare blocks. This boat, there's a lot of tools in here. Safety jacket, life jackets, navigation gear, up to 10 liters of water. Going camping for a few days, and yeah, radio. Well, we made it. So here we're on a beach, a deserted one, in the middle of the Black Sea somewhere, and yeah, it's cool. Basically, today, that's what I was talking about. I made them. The nets for holding the sheets. There's my sheet inside, and then over here, that's basically the sail that we did today. We left Port Sarajevo. We did about 6 miles, 7 miles north, and now we were supposed to come into this river, but then I decided it's probably all dirty and stinky and stuff, so I stopped off over here. So we're here in some bay, and this bay is rocky, hard time, man. This is like, holy shit. This is like bad stuff. I mean, look at this. So I found this pallet. This pallet, the force sent it to this beach over here, and it waited for me. Shoved it under, found a piece of wood over there. I mean, like, look at this bottom. We just saw this beach from far and we said, cool, man, looks good, you know. So we just cruised in over here. There's our tent, ready to go. And basically, yeah. So this is it. So he's parked. Pretty nice beach. Just, I mean, kind of rocky and hard to swim. The forest behind us is beautiful. I mean, it's real nice forest. Birds, the birds, this, the that. I mean, it's just like, this is the real thing. Eh? This is what micro cruising's all about. Leaving the bay. That's where we spend the night. AD-sculling. Just after 6:30 in the morning. Full junk rig, very light winds. macro clouds. And yeah, rocky, very rocky. So this is Sozopol up here, really nice place. We're not going to go there now, we're heading back. So yeah, this is just a very rocky area, that's what it is. Sailing south, 160. This compass moves to there when we shunt the other way. That's the sheet cleat, for the sheet that's not working now, so it's holding the mast, holding the yard. Running nicely. Daggerboard lifted up. This bungee cord now is holding it in place. It's cleated over here and it's just bending it over. Yeah, slowly. Junk rig sailing at its best. So we're moving pretty well. Junk rig is working really well. 9 square meters on this one. I'm blasting. That looks good. Flying away. Black Sea cruising. Balkan shipyards on the AD-scull. Flying away. Forward southeast. Looks like 8 knots of wind. Moving well. AD-sculling. Light conditions. So, just helping the boat. The scull turns over by itself because of the bend. You can scull one hand and it's really simple, just a pin and a link. 2 hands is easier. Before we shunt, we have to let the sail out all the way, light winds, so we just have to mess with the sheet a little bit and get the sail to go out. Then bring onto beam reach. I'll use a steering oar, then I might get onto the beam reach proper. Okay, once the boat is stopped, really simple. Uncleat that, just give a pull. Sail goes over and you're on your new shunt. Okay, so take this, that's in there, and then hook this on, that's the lanyard. That adjusts the height of the scull, and once it's cleated we can head off now. Okay. Yeah, we are sailing on a very close reach, pretty close to the wind, 50 degrees off the wind. junk rig working well. Yesterday I measured how close to the wind I was sailing, and I was doing 50 degrees on both my tacks. I was doing 100 between the two, so 50 degrees to the wind, really good. And the wake, my Daggerboard is raised because I don't want to slow us down. That wake is pretty good. I don't know, maybe 10 degrees of leeway or something. If I put the Daggerboard down, then we will improve leeway. Let's do that. So to get the Daggerboard down, simple. Just all you have to do is uncleat this, and then just to pull down. Cleat it over here. Now Daggerboard's down. Let's see how well we're sailing now. And that improved our leeway to that. That's already even looking like 5 degrees or almost no leeway at all. So this dagger really works well. The line is much closer to the boat. I believe this boat goes very well to windward, under 10 degrees of leeway. If she's sailing fast, she probably does about 5, and I think it's to do with the shape of the hull. I think it really helps that there's a low pressure side over here. Her windward side is rounded versus the leeward side, and that creates a low pressure and pulls it to windward. That's the way all Pacific Proas are. Above that we have a Daggerboard and that Daggerboard, and together they work really well. Look at that telltale flying aft. So no complaints, junk rig really well. This is, so we're 50 degrees, maybe even 45, because this is the good tack. The good tack means that the sail, the junk sail is ahead of the mast, yard, whatever you want to call it now. And the sail is free to open. This is a cambered panel junk sail, 6 degrees of camber we stitched into it, and that's why it's you can see it's got a wing shape. It's light winds now, so it's looking a little bit crunched, but in strong winds it blows up really nice. And we're cruising really well. I think there's a 5 knot wind, and I suppose we're doing half wind speed, about 2 knots. Cruising well. So guys, thanks for watching. Give us a like, subscribe, come join us. We're the home of the Pacific Proa, of the modern Pacific Proa, the freestyle Pacific Proa, the Balkan style. It's all about developing an effective, cheap, simple boat. We're trying to do this. At the moment, this was concept number 4. There was crystal clear, there was why not, there was make or break, and then there was why not LaSHuNKed. Number 5 is Havaya 30. She'll be coming out as soon as I can start building her. It's a question of time and money. So we'll see what we'll do about that. Follow the build now, because the build goes on. There's one more little small issue that I've got to sort out on why not, and that is I need to put on a side ladder onto him that is closer, is not as far aft as the AD-scull is. This boat, when I'm sailing single-handed, generates a lot of lee helm. I don't like that. Lee helm is bad news. I have to solve this. So I'm going to now make him a side ladder. I'm going to have the AD-scull and the side ladder. The AD-scull is perfect for running and for sculling, and for when you're sailing single-handed and you haven't got somebody to balance you and put weight on the front of the boat, and you're sitting aft and holding a sculling oar, you can't control this boat. So that's what's left now. So we want to have 2 options: a ladder a side ladder that I can move, and the AD-scull itself. And then this boat will be coming to, well, I think it will be a very nice little small cruiser, and then we go cruising. May the force be with us, may it be with you too. Take care, all the best, Balkan shipyards, and guys, keep shunting. Why not? Balkan shipyards.